Hey, everybody. My name is Matt Jordan. I am a senior software development manager with Amazon S3 Glacier, and I am super happy to be able to talk with you today about modernizing your data archive with Amazon S3 Glacier. So what will we be sharing with you today? First, we'll discuss why you may need to archive data. Look at some common use cases that are a good fit for Amazon S3 and our archival storage classes. Second, we're going to look at the benefits of cloud archival in particular and why it makes sense to move your archival workloads to Amazon S3. Third, we're going to dive deep on Amazon S3 archival storage classes and compare their price and performance so that you understand the options that are available. And as we do that, we'll take those archival storage classes and apply them back to those common use cases we discussed here at the beginning. So let's just jump in. Why archive data? The first common use case we are going to talk about is compliance. Now, many companies, such as those in the financial services or healthcare industries, have to retain records for regulatory compliance for an extended duration, maybe all the way up to 10 years or even longer, perhaps. Balancing low storage costs with high durability guarantees is extremely important when you have data you absolutely have to keep for a very long period of time. Second is data retention. And of course, today is the day of data lakes, so this is very apropos for archiving data. Much like compliance, companies may have valuable data that they have to keep for a long period of time. It's not necessarily for regulatory compliance reasons, but it's because that data is valuable to the business. The key difference here is that data can often be heterogeneous in nature. So in a data lake, you may have anything from general business data, such as sales records, financial reports, to data that might be very specific to your market. Video archives in the case of the media and entertainment industry, or perhaps geospatial data for oil and gas. The key factor here is that companies want to keep this data. You need this data because it's incredibly important to your business, but you may not always need to access it. It does have potential future value. And because that volume of data is going to constantly grow over time, there's a need to minimize the storage costs. And that's where archival starts to come into play. Another key use case for archiving data, disaster recovery. Now, in any business continuity plan, there's recovery time objectives that have to be met that may require your most critical backups to be in non-archival storage class. On the other hand, not all of your data in a disaster recovery plan has to be recovered immediately, say pictures from your last company picnic. But you still want to keep that data because it has value and you would want to recover it in the case of a disaster. In those situations, archiving some of your data for disaster recovery will allow you to save on your overall storage costs. Benefits of cloud archival. So first of all, it's cost effective. Amazon S3 archival storage options range from as low as $4 per terabyte per month with S3 Glacier to $1 per terabyte per month with S3 Glacier Deep Archive. That's less than a pack of gum, everybody, per month. With S3 Glacier and S3 Glacier Deep Archive, you get extremely low cost storage per gigabyte, letting you store a large amount of data for very little monthly cost. All right. Cost is nothing, of course, however, if you count on your data being preserved. So durability is the second reason why you want to archive your data to the cloud. The Amazon S3 Glacier and S3 Glacier Deep Archive storage classes run on the world's largest global cloud infrastructure and were designed for 11 nines of durability. Very tongue-in-cheek, but that to me, that's the heat death of the universe before we'll lose your data. Data is automatically distributed across a minimum of 3 physical availability zones that are geographically separated within an AWS region. All right, so another benefit of cloud archival. It's cost-effective and durable. Why else move to the call? Why is it right for your business? Because you can get rid of that physical infrastructure for your backups. For some folks, this is servers and hard drives and multiple data centers, but for others, it may even be running tape backups. And of course, it's great to eliminate those. But the real value in my mind here is capturing the opportunity cost. Running your own physical backup infrastructure takes valuable time and attention from your IT staff. And that's time and attention that they could be using focusing on other opportunities, such as helping you run your business. Another reason to move to the cloud. There's a good chance your backup software already works with Glacier. Amazon S3 Glacier has been around for 9 years. We've partnered with many of the major backup providers. You can leverage those existing investments by working with your backup solution provider to take immediate advantage of cloud archival. Now, that of course makes it far easier to adopt. The only barrier for entry is in configuring your existing backup software. All right, last reason to move to cloud for your archival workloads today. When you're archiving with Amazon S3, you get all the power, flexibility, and insight that comes with Amazon S3. That includes features such as the newly launched Storage Lens, which is the first cloud storage analytics solution with support for AWS organizations to give you organization-wide visibility into object storage. So you've got point-in-time metrics, trend lines, as well as actionable recommendations. It's far easier to discover anomalies, identify cost efficiencies, and apply data protection best practices across all of your data, including your archival data. And unifying sort of your warmer storage as well as your archival storage and being able to view all of this together is a great power within Amazon S3. So when you're considering where to store your data, you have 6 storage classes in Amazon S3. You may have already seen this slide in a couple different presentations or a very similar one this week. However, today I'm going to really just be focusing on these last 3 that are applicable for archival purposes. S3 Glacier Deep Archive, which is perfect for truly cold data. S3 Glacier, which is great for more active archival use cases with retrieval times measured in minutes to hours. And S3 Intelligent Tiering with opt-in automatic archival, which is perfect for those workloads where your pattern of access may be difficult to predict. So we're going to deep dive into all 3 of these. To start, let's consider the most cost-effective archival storage option, S3 Glacier Deep Archive. Storage prices start as low as $0.00099 per gigabyte per month, which is less than $1 per terabyte per month. That's extremely cost-effective storage and is the lowest price storage in Amazon S3. Of course, S3 Glacier Deep Archive has the same durability as all of our archival storage classes. It's designed for 11 nines of durability with data across a minimum of 3 physical availability zones that are geographically separated within an AWS region. You're going to hear me say that a lot, but I think it's really important to iterate that. So by choosing S3 Glacier Deep Archive, you don't have to trade off durability for cost effectiveness. You get both. What about retrieving data? Well, with S3 Glacier Deep Archive, you're looking at restore times on the order of 12 to 48 hours. At the standard tier, that's less than 12 hours. At the bulk tier, which is a little bit cheaper to initiate, that's less than 48 hours. And this is perfect for storing data where you really only need to access it a few times a year. So what use case that we first talked about best maps to S3 Glacier Deep Archive? Compliance. With compliance, you need to hold on to your data for a very long time, 10 years, maybe even longer. And your pattern of access is going to be very predictable. For example, you have a yearly audit. You know when that audit's going to occur. You know the data that you need to go retrieve, and so you can plan around that. S3 Glacier Deep Archive is perfect for this. You can maximize your storage savings, and that 12 to 48 hour restore time fits within the predictable time frame of your audits. Okay, so let's look at S3 Glacier. This is a mid-priced archival storage option that balances archival storage prices with same-day restores. So storage prices are as low as $0.004 per gigabyte per month, which is approximately $4 per terabyte per month. So a little bit more than S3 Glacier Deep Archive, but generally far cheaper than some of the warmer storage classes such as S3 Standard. Of course, S3 Glacier has the same durability as S3 Glacier Deep Archive and our other multiple AZ redundant storage classes. It's designed for 11 nines of durability and is striped across 3 physical availability zones. What about retrieving data? So for active archival, you want restores measured in minutes to hours, not days. So with S3 Glacier, normal restores, and those are at the standard or bulk tier, complete within hours. So that's going to be 3 to 5 hours for standard restores and 5 to 12 hours for bulk restores. Standard restores cost a little bit more, bulk restores are a little bit cheaper. As well, S3 Glacier also supports expedited restores. Now, those typically complete within 1 to 5 minutes. And that's useful for emergency scenarios where you need to pull back a limited number of objects very fast. So which use case might best map to S3 Glacier? How about disaster recovery? Amazon S3 Glacier makes a lot of sense for disaster recovery, particularly as part of a multi-tier storage class solution. So when you have your most important backups and data in a tier with fast access times, such as maybe S3 standard infrequent access, and you want to guarantee that you can get that back in less than sub-second times, you may want the rest of your data in your backups in archival storage with the ability to restore in as little as 3 hours up to 12 hours, and potentially even using expedited restores to pull back some of those in 1 to 5 minutes. S3 Glacier is really great for this. It balances the cost savings associated with archival storage with same-day restore times. And as you've probably heard this week, I'm happy to reiterate our announcement of a 40% price cut on put and lifecycle fees for S3 Glacier. Now it's as little as 3 cents per 1,000 objects to move your data into S3 Glacier. And so it's even cheaper to move your data. Take advantage of the cost savings associated with archival storage. All right. Our last archival storage class, S3 Intelligent Tiering with opt-in automatic archival. This is the most flexible one. Now, how does that work? So when an object is stored in S3 Intelligent Tiering, it's first stored in the frequent access tier. That's analogous to S3 Standard with the same high throughput performance. If you don't access your object for 30 days, the object is moved into an infrequent access tier, which is priced the same as S3 Standard Infrequent Access. Now that's where the tiering down stops unless you've opted into archival, which is what we're really most interested about in this talk. So if you've opted into archival, at that point, if you still haven't accessed your object, then after 60 days, your object is moved into the archive access tier. And that archive access tier is analogous to the S3 Glacier storage class. Finally, if you've opted into the deep archive access tier, and if you have not accessed your object for 90 days, it's moved into the deep archive access tier. And of course, as you might infer from the name, that's analogous to the S3 Glacier deep archive storage class. The beauty of all of this is that it's taken care of for you. So rather than having to worry about lifecycle policies or restore fees or managing that yourself, you instead pay a predictable monthly monitoring and automation fee, which is as little as 1/4 cent per 1,000 objects. Think of it as a set it and forget it option for your data. If you know you want the cost benefits of archival, and you can move your data into S3 Intelligent Tiering with opt-in automatic archival, and as time goes on and you access your data less, you'll automatically start getting those cost savings. And of course, it's designed for 11 nines of durability with data distributed across a minimum of 3 physical availability zones that are geographically separated within an AWS region. You don't have to trade off durability in order to get cost savings or in order to get that flexibility. Now, what about restores? With S3 Intelligent Tiering, you have the same restore performance and options as S3 Glacier when your data is in the archive access tier, and the same restore performance and options as S3 Glacier Deep Archive when your data is in the deep archive access tier. The only exception to that last statement actually is expedited restores. So with expedited restores, you do actually have to pay for the expedited restores when it's in the S3 Intelligent Tiering Archive Access tier. But one of the beauties of paying that management fee is that you aren't charged for any restores when you're restoring for in the standard or bulk tiers for the Archive Access tier or the Deep Archive Access tier. Okay. So what use case might best map to S3 Intelligent Tiering with opt-in automatic archival? Data retention or data lakes, which is what we're talking about today. So here we have a wide variety of access patterns in many data lakes mapping to different types of data. I might need to pull back my engineering records or my sales data or my financial records more frequently, whereas I might have some product decisions or other documentation that I've had for quite some period of time that is only referenced every year or even less. S3 Intelligent Tiering with opt-in automatic archival is a great fit. Rather than trying to apply individual lifecycle policies to different portions of your data, you can put it into S3 Intelligent Tiering, let Amazon handle the management, and start getting the cost savings of archival storage as your accesses to your objects decrease. All right, let's wrap it up. 3 things I want you to remember today. First, there's multiple benefits when archiving data with Amazon S3 Glacier. The first and most obvious benefit is cost savings, and those are the cost savings that you would expect with archival storage. But you also get the benefit of 11 nines of durability with your data automatically being distributed across a minimum of 3 physical availability zones. Second, there are multiple archival storage classes within Amazon S3 Glacier that are suitable for a variety of use cases. If your access patterns are predictable and can tolerate 12 to 48 hour restores, you may want to, and you want to optimize your storage costs, you should look at S3 Glacier Deep Archive. If you have active archival use cases characterized by needing same-day restores, consider S3 Glacier. Lastly, if you aren't sure about your access patterns and you want the ease and convenience of not having to worry about lifecycle or restore fees, use S3 Intelligent Tiering with opt-in automatic archival. Third, think about your archival strategy in the context of the entire set of storage classes within S3. It's one of the key benefits of using Amazon S3 Glacier. You get all the power of archiving your data with its low storage costs in the context of the best cloud storage system. And thank you. Thank you for attending Pi Week.
I heard there that I can store 1 terabyte of objects per month in Glacier Deep Archive for $1. Like I could, if that's true, I could index all of our Twitch chat conversations since the day we started this channel years ago for probably pennies on the dollar. Is that true?
That's true. Yeah, no, it's an incredibly low cost archival storage option. And you look at the numbers on the public pricing page, and it's as low as 0.00099 dollars per gigabyte, and times 1,000, it's less than $1 per terabyte, which is just absolutely amazing. It's really cool, and it's a lot of fun being able to work on this service.
Yeah, I can imagine. So many folks use S3, and I think that when folks are cost conscious, one of the first places I point them towards is management of their life cycle management of objects they store in S3, and to a lot of the people in chat, and even to myself, there's always more innovations in this spectrum of storage tiering in S3, and you did a great job of putting it all together. So thank you so much for that.
No, thank you. It was a lot of fun.